Just before we begin, I just want to let you know that my voice may be low a little bit. That's because I am going through a kind of a sickness still, and my voice is a little bit low. So I am going to go ahead and increase the volume if in the editing process. And I have asked Atsoka to go ahead and see what he can do as well to increase that volume, because I know in comments that the volume is low. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoy the video. Alright, and welcome back. So today, just to go over something with y'all, the things that I do want to go over is something that I need to get fixed and addressed, is this little advanced button right here. So if you go ahead and just click it all the way through, this button shouldn't be here. As you know, with the night and everything, the user should not be able to keep on advancing the time because it makes no sense. So just the same thing with this, how it gets removed in here. We're just going to go ahead and get this removed when it hits the night, and just whenever, obviously, the player wants to reset the game, well, not reset it, but reset the time of day, they do have that option. So let's go ahead and get that fixed. And then once we get that fixed, then we can go ahead and continue on with implementing the chapters. So let's go ahead and open up game. And right here where it says, let me look, right here. So, well, no, right here, the skip button. So if player, in the bedroom, obviously. And I do also want to say, and, well, can I do that? If player, and if the TOD is greater than or equal to 2, then do this. So let's go ahead and see how this runs. Because remember, we have 3, and we want to do less than that. So let's go ahead and see. Nope. Okay. Is less than 2. Go ahead and do that. Yep. And if we continue it, but then as you can see, it has been removed. And then if we press reset TOD, there it is. So that's the way it can get fixed. Awesome. What's going on? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pretty much go over here, address this situation right here, because I don't want to be able to have to call like every single label. So let's go ahead and just get this removed, and this is going to be the function to call chapters / subchapters. Cool. And then we're going to open up the chapter management RPY, and then we're going to add in another definition. But this isn't it. This is not going to be under the class chapter. It's going to be its own separate function. So let me go ahead and call it, and we do have to define it. And I want to call it check and call subchapter. And this is going to take a couple parameters. So this one's going to have the chapter, the location, TOD, time of day, game day, which is the game day, which is as soon as the game starts, it's at 0, and then on Monday, for example, if it's Monday, it's 0. Tuesday, it's 1. Wednesday, it's 2, and so on and so on. It will make sense later down the parts. completed chapters. That's going to be a list that we're going to add to the player in a little bit. Completed sub chapters. Okay. So in the last video, I did mention how when taking care of dialogues and everything and making sure that they all, like for example, when going to school or going like after school and everything, depending on the time of day or if a certain chapter is completed or a certain sub-chapter is completed, time of, with morning, afternoon, evening, and this is where all the parameters is going to take into place. So if you want it to be based on, what chapter that we're on, what location that the player's at, time of day, this will all take into, effect. This function will check everything. So in order to check it, we need to make a for loop. So for subchapters, chapter, because we're calling subchapter, in, let's do chapter, because it is part of the chapter class, so we need to call that chapter dot sub chapters. Okay. And then for this one, I am going to go ahead and write here a note for me. So this is going to check conditions for each chapter. And I may add this to it in a separate file because it's going to get very large because we're checking. This is where we're going to check and call each subchapter. So if there's like 100 chapters, this is where it's all going to be in. And it can seem like a lot, but this method does work for me. So let's go ahead and do if subchapter dot completed continue, because we don't really, if it's completed, there's really no sense. And elif location, this is where we're going to call the location, depending on what location that we're in, is equal to, let's just say, for example, like the introduction chapter, because we wanted to be in the player's bedroom. If that's equal to to the bedroom, and the time of day is equal to day, yours could be morning, or yours could be, afternoon, evening, whatever. And we also need to do and game day is equal to 0 because it's the start of the game. Then we're going to do chapter dot call chapter, call subchapter, because we are going to make a function later in a minute. Introduction. And then after that, we're going to return it. Cool. Alright, so with this being said, let's go ahead and make that define call subchapter. So we're going to go ahead and get that defined. Define call subchapter. It's going to be self sub. It's going to be in the name that we're going to have to take. So subchapter name. And then it's going to be another for loop. So for I subchapter, and it's going to be an enumerate self.subchapters, because it is calling from this right here. And if subchapter dot name is equal to subchapter name, the one that we just created, And then we're going to pretty much do the self index. So self subchapter current index is equal to I. Whoa. It's equal to I. Don't want that, so be careful with that. And then we're going to do Ren'Py dot call subchapter dot name, and then we're going to return it. Cool. If you found this video helpful, please give a like and subscribe, and also follow my Patreon for early video access, unblurred video content, and follow my Discord if you the community that we're building if you do have any questions. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy y'all's day, and I'll see you next one. Bye.